Welcome. Please stand if you are able to do so and face the flag for the Star-Spangled Banner, played by the Meridian Brass Quintet and led by Samuel Brown, a music education and vocal performance student in the College of Arts and Sciences.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we
Please be seated. On behalf of the university, I wish to thank Samuel Brown and the Meridian Brass Quintet for their fine musical presentations. I would also like to thank the interpreters from Paraquad Deafway Interpreting Services for making the commencement program available for those who are deaf or hearing impaired. My name is Denise Cobb, and I'm the Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, and I'm delighted to celebrate this fall 2021 commencement with you. This evening, we will confer degrees on candidates from the graduate school. This year, we are so pleased to be able to offer multiple options to celebrate graduates, including a photo opportunity, in-person ceremonies, and a virtual ceremony. We are also live streaming this event for any graduates and guests who are not able to join us in person. We recognize how important it is to celebrate and commemorate the outstanding accomplishments of our students, and we are delighted to be able to come together safely to do so. I'm pleased to be able to acknowledge the Platform Party, Chancellor's Council, and Extended Chancellor's Council. These individuals are with us today to extend their congratulations to our graduates. Would all Platform Party members and council members please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated. I also wish to recognize our incredible faculty, seated in section 105 to the right of me, and the outstanding staff members located around the gym. It's through their dedicated work in designing and executing the curricula of the university, as well as providing critical student support services, that our students have been able to achieve their educational goals, culminating in this commencement ceremony today. Would all faculty and staff in attendance today please stand and be recognized if you are able to do so? Thank you. Please be seated. It is now my privilege to introduce Dr. Daniel Mahoney, the 10th president of the Southern Illinois University System. Dr. Mahoney was named president in March 2020, bringing his student-focused, transparent, and data-driven style to the SIU campuses. Dr. Mahoney began his tenure as president of the multi-campus university system by signing the CEO Action for Diversity and Inclusion Pledge to foster an even greater sense of openness and respect for others. He takes a strategic approach to strengthening the system, capitalizing on collaborations and creating efficiencies to provide more educational opportunities for students and to better impact the communities our campuses serve. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Mahoney.
Thank you, Provost Cobb, and good evening to all of you. On behalf of the SIU system and the Board of Trustees, it is my privilege to congratulate the SIUE December 2021 graduates. Over the last 150 plus years, more than 455,000 people have graduated from one of the institutions in our system. These graduates have had a significant impact on the Southern Illinois region, the state of Illinois, the nation, and the world. And today you become part of that long tradition of producing outstanding graduates. Achieving a graduate degree is always a major accomplishment. Only about 10% of the people ever get to the point that you're getting today. And everyone who earns a graduate degree, faces challenges along the way. But few groups of college students have faced the challenges that you have due to the pandemic. So you should be particularly proud that you persevered through this challenging period and reached this point tonight. Now, as we look to the future, both at SIU and for each of you, we're excited about what will come next. We wish you the best of luck in the next chapter of your journey and hope you continue to accomplish great things. We also hope that you continue to stay connected to SIUE and the SIU system. So again, congratulations and best of luck in the future. It is now my privilege to introduce Dr. Randy Pembroke, the 9th Chancellor of Southern Illinois University Edwardsville and a 3-time SIUE alumnus. As you know, Dr. Pembroke is retiring after 5 years of service to SIUE and nearly 40 years working at various levels of higher education. In the time that he and Mary Jo have been back at their home at SIUE, he has provided exceptional leadership during some of the state and university's most challenging periods. Like you, as system president, I've always appreciated his commitment to our students, faculty, and staff, his collaborative spirit, and most importantly, his dedication to the mission of the institution. The SIU campus community will greatly miss his leadership. I know you will join me in wishing him well in his retirement. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Randy Pembroke.
Thank you, President Mahoney, for those kind words. Welcome, graduates, and welcome, guests. We're very proud to have such an excellent group of graduates and SIUE alumni. We congratulate all of you on the hard work, persistence, and focus that have brought you to this point. When challenged by changes required in the last 22 months, you did not quit. You kept working toward your goal of graduation, and I commend you. I'd like to take a moment to thank the SIUE leadership team, Chancellor's Council, Extended Chancellor's Council, and Deans. You have all provided outstanding leadership at SIUE. I would also like to acknowledge our faculty and our staff. When faced with the necessary changes due to the pandemic, you were able to shift gears and continue classes both online and on ground and provide the best service to our students. I sincerely appreciate that. Graduates, were you able to locate your family on the way in today? You now have a chance to stand and applaud those who helped you make it to your graduation day and today's celebration. So at this time, I would ask you to stand, wave, and give them a virtual high five. I love that moment. I'm sure there are many more watching from home and cheering for you as we celebrate. We congratulate them on the important roles they have played in your life as you have worked to achieve this recognition. Graduates, you represent a wide array of backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives, and you have made SIUE a stronger institution. Thank you for making SIUE a better learning environment based on your ideas, your research, and your efforts. By the end of today's ceremony, you will have a common bond sharing alumni status with more than 117,000 of your fellow Cougars. Many of you have worked in the community as part of your studies, but now as you move from being students to alumni, you also become official ambassadors for SIUE, our representatives. Because of your excellent preparation, we are confident that you will make an incredible difference and inspire those you meet. Through you, we achieve our mission to shape a changing world. You adapted to a new way of learning. You continued your projects in areas like sports psychology, chemistry, hydrology, metalsmithing, telerobotic platforms, thermal conductivity, environmental science, just to name a few. And that research will lead to regional, national, and international change while you manage new ways to stay connected. My fellow SIUE leaders and our faculty and staff are proud of your accomplishments and wish you all the best. As you continue changing the world, I hope you will stay in touch through the Alumni Association. Come back for concerts, the Arts and Issues Lecture Series, athletic competitions, homecoming, and many other special events. Come back to mentor and instruct and to share with us about your bits of good news in changing the world for the better. I also hope you will consider contributing to the SIUE Scholarship Fund to benefit those who will follow in your footsteps. Let me conclude by saying life is about change and adjustments, as we have undoubtedly experienced these last 22 months. It's also about shaping a changing world through your actions. So I encourage you to consider the words of Eleanor Roosevelt: "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." We'll be excited to learn of your dreams and your successes. Again, congratulations to all of you, and go Cougars.
Thank you, Chancellor Pembroke. For each commencement ceremony, one graduate is chosen to speak on behalf of the graduating class. To be selected for this honor, students must not only demonstrate academic success, but they must also exemplify the values of our institution. The graduate chosen for this ceremony is Amanda Depew, who is receiving a Master of Social Work through the College of Arts and Sciences. After earning her Bachelor of Social Work from SIUE in 2020, Amanda followed her plan to immediately begin pursuing her master's degree and chose to continue her studies at SIUE. As a veteran, Amanda holds that both her comfort level and the support network that she had established here were critical to her success. Amanda most recently served as treasurer for the SIUE chapter of Student Veterans of America, which recognized her as the 2020-2021 Illinois Student Veteran Leader of the Year. She's the recipient of numerous scholarships and awards from organizations including Veterans of Foreign Wars, Philanthropic Educational Organization Program for Continuing Education, and Rudy Bratton's Lions Club. Her professor, Dr. Trish Oberweis, noted Amanda's commitment to learning is her tireless quest to bring her life experiences before an academic lens to understand her own experiences as facets of much bigger intellectual patterns and trends. Dr. Oberweis said, quote, "In short, Amanda is trying to learn everything with every part of her life. What I admire even more than the range of her studies and the depth of approach she applies is the nonstop flow of potential solutions. Amanda is a powerhouse," end quote. Ms. Depew, it is my pleasure to welcome you as the student speaker representing your graduating class.
Sorry. You ready? Okay. Nope. Down. Good evening, fellow graduates, SIUE administrators, faculty and staff, and distinguished guests. It is an honor to speak on behalf of the class of 2021. There are so many smiling faces in the crowd that I'd like to thank for this moment, and it starts with family. My husband has been a trooper throughout this entire experience. My 3 sons, who one's walking up now, thank you, has been cheering me on from day one, along with that little girl there with him, my granddaughter Aria. And my dad, who turns out has probably been the loudest silent supporter in my corner. He has truly shown me what love is unconditionally, and if you only knew how ironic that is. None of us made it to this defining moment alone. Just look at this room full of loved ones. Lifelong supporters and new friends who are here celebrating with us today. I didn't get to this stage alone. Without my tribe, I would absolutely have no business being up here. They won't even let me feel awkward about this moment because they believe I deserve it. They can't all be telling the same lies, so there has to be some truth there, right? The same is true for each and every one of you here in front of me. Fellow graduates, today is a defining milestone in our lives. I actually felt a lot of pressure writing this speech, pressure to share something uniquely profound, but wholeheartedly relatable. It is no secret or debate that we have proven ourselves to be one of the most resilient classes in SIUE history. We've all fought battles both known and unknown by those around us. And I'm here today to say that despite your struggles, you've made it to this moment. You deserve to be here, and you deserve great celebration. Find solace in having overcome those obstacles. Although they may have caused pain and hardship, they did not keep you from accomplishing this important dream. I struggled my transition from military service to civilian life because I was missing my tribe, my village, my community. I was missing the people that I considered family, the people I had been to war with, the people that I trusted my life and my family lives with. When I lost my tribe, I also lost myself. I lost my purpose. I was still struggling when I started my undergraduate studies here at SIUE, like way back in 2017, but an amazing thing happened. I started building a new village, a new community. Sure, relationships start out awkward, group projects, am I right? So, under protest, you start to learn about your fellow classmates, and you find that you have so much in common, such as equally despising group work. Once it was time for me to make the decision where to attend grad school, I found that I couldn't bring myself to leave what had become comfortable to me. That was my tribe, my community, our community. The late RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, has been quoted as telling her law students, if you're gonna be a lawyer and just practice your profession, you have a skill, very much like a plumber. But if you wanna be a true professional, you will do something outside yourself, something that makes life a little better for people less fortunate than you. Since I've been an SIUE Cougar, I've observed community come together in so many ways. Just this past week, with the devastating storm and loss of life experienced just down the road from where we are today, people have united in their grief and in their commitment to help and support those impacted. As a veteran, watching brothers and sisters in uniform aid Afghan refugees, this call to serve and the bravery, strength, and compassion exhibited are remarkable and honorable. We have grown in knowledge and in culture through each interaction as we leap over hurdles, found joy in accomplishments, and further prepared ourselves for what's ahead in this changing world. We've learned lifelong lessons, developed meaningful connections, and benefited from the diverse experiences our involvement in studies at SIUE has provided. So what's next? How will you use this degree, this defining accomplishment, your life experience to expand opportunities, build career, and positively influence those in your tribe, your community, and those you have yet to meet? Back to RBG, what will you do that is outside of yourself? Class of 2021, best wishes for all that is to come. I challenge you to consider your impact and to go forward with great excitement, determination, and dignity. Congratulations.
Thank you, Amanda, for sharing your story and your message. Congratulations on your many achievements. The candidates for graduation will be presented by their dean to Chancellor Pembroke for conferral of the degree. Those of us who have earned graduate degrees wear regalia to symbolize our academic achievements. The color of the hood is displayed in accordance to the practice of the school granting the degree. These colors are listed in your program. The robe, hood, mortarboard, or tam are signs of the hard work and dedication given to reach this point. I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge our graduates who will be commissioned as second lieutenants in the U.S. Army and Air Force. They are listed in your programs. During this portion of the ceremony, I ask that the audience please be respectful of all guests celebrating this occasion by remaining seated and holding your applause until all graduates have crossed the stage. Jerry Weinberg, Associate Provost of Research and Dean of the Graduate School, will present candidates for conferral of graduate degrees.
Will the candidates receiving doctoral degrees please rise? Chancellor Pembroke, on behalf of the faculty of the Graduate School, it is my honor to present these candidates who, subject to completion of all requirements established by the university and the graduate school, are recommended to you for the formal conferring of their respective degrees.
Thank you, Dean Weinberg. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and the Dean of the Graduate School, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Southern Illinois University Board of Trustees, I confer on each of you the doctoral degrees earned with all associated rights, privileges, and responsibilities. Congratulations.
Would all graduates receiving doctoral degrees please come forward?
Uta Robinson, Doctor of Education, Educational Leadership. Editola Oke, Doctor of Philosophy, Engineering Science. Saeed Ansari Nazad, Doctor of Philosophy, Engineering Science. Daniel Raja, Doctor of Philosophy, Engineering Science.
Will the candidates receiving graduate degrees please rise? Chancellor Pembroke, on behalf of the faculty of the graduate school, it is my honor to present these candidates who, subject to completion of all requirements established by the university and the graduate school, are recommended to you for the formal conferral of their degrees.
Thank you, Dean Weinberg. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and the Dean of the Graduate School, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Southern Illinois University Board of Trustees, I confer on each of you the graduate degrees earned with all associated rights, privileges, and responsibilities. Congratulations.
Would all graduates receiving graduate degrees please come forward?
Nicholas Caldiero, Master of Arts, English. David Thompson, Master of Arts, History. For the degree of Master of Public Administration, Cheney Irene Evans, Master of Public Administration. Cole Everett Hamill, Master of Public Administration. Casey M. Hoyd, Master of Public Administration. Gavin Paul Thomas Hunt. Laura Ann Montegudo. Lorenzo Cortez Reed. Asia Latasha Walker. For the degrees of Masters of Science, Mitchell Lee Campbell, Chemistry. Isabel Ray Clark, Chemistry. Catherine Malouf, Chemistry. Dustin Duane Smith, Chemistry. Selena Maria Santos, Criminal Justice Policy. Eddie Vaughn, Jr., Criminal Justice Policy. Kazim Utman, Environmental Sciences. Shania Gaddy, Geography. Nicholas John Milner, Geography. Lana Carol Nussbaumer. Adenike Babatunde, Mathematics. Kashawn Anthony Smith, Media Studies. Master of Science of Social Work. Yvette Michelle Bao. Lisa Hartlib. Jessica Lynn Womack. Professional Master of Science, Virginia Ann Klein, Environmental Science Management. Master of Social Work, Kara Sipoli. Master of Arts, Lam Tran, Master of Arts English. School of Business, Amber Adams, Master of Business Administration. Jake Elliott Barker, Master of Business Administration. Judy Blaski, Judy Blaski, Master of Business Administration. Taylor Scott Bittner, Master of Business Administration. Melissa Suzanne Burke, Master of Business Administration. Mitzi Cashin, Master of Business Administration. Afua Asher Dinshida, Master of Business Administration, my apologies. Caitlin Michelle Dixon, Master of Business Administration. Kirsten Ann Dernan, Master of Business Administration. Mallory K. Feldman, Master of Business Administration. Brandy Nicole Foppy, Master of Business Administration. Anye Latrice Foster, Master of Business Administration. Anne Elizabeth Frosch, Master of Business Administration. Brandon Fuller, Master of Business Administration. Kelly Gaines, Master of Business Administration. Dakota Andrew Garber, Master of Business Administration. Matthew Dale Hamilton, Master of Business Administration. Stephanie Lynn Hampton, Master of Business Administration. Jamal Howard Richard Johnson, Master of Business Administration. Jeremy L. Johnson, Master of Business Administration. Joshua Joseph Jost, Master of Business Administration. Taylor Brooke Kashke, Master of Business Administration. Dawn Christine Kettler, Master of Business Administration. William Lawrence Klinke, Master of Business Administration. Catherine Marie Quinlog, Master of Business Administration. Austin Curtis Lynch, Master of Business Administration. My goodness. Samantha Rose Montgomery, Master of Business Administration. Kaylee Moore, Master of Business Administration. Jacob E. Moss, Master of Business Administration. Andrew Scott Newberry, Master of Business Administration. Tommy Tan Nguyen, Master of Business Administration. Abigail Marie Niemeyer, Master of Business Administration. John William Reibold, Master of Business Administration. Grant Christopher Seneker, Master of Business Administration. Victoria Smith, Master of Business Administration. Amanda Lee Depew, Master of Social Work. Tanya Marie Themes, Master of Business Administration. Takesha Tidwell, Master of Business Administration. Jason Paul Totel, Master of Business Administration. Cassandra Villamontes, Master of Business Administration. Sorry. I thought there was going to be two. All right, here we go. Master of Marketing Research. Callahan Adams, Master of Marketing Research. Morgan Sophia Goebel, Master of Marketing Research. Sarah Marie Patton, Master of Marketing Research. Darby Walagorski, Master of Marketing Research. Alec Waller, Master of Marketing Research. Devin William Cox, Master of Science in Accountancy. Justin Young, Master of Science in Accountancy. Riley Nicole Faulkner, Master of Science in Accountancy. Allison Lee Jinnenbacher, Master of Science, Accountancy. Joseph A. Giddas, Master of Science in Accountancy. Justin M. Hemmings, Master of Science in Accountancy. Tristan Nicole Nichols, Master of Science in Accountancy. Landon Ray Turley, Master of Science in Accountancy. Carly Ward, Master of Business Administration. Chelsea Aldridge, Education Specialist Degree, Educational Administration. Kristen Charlesworth, Education Specialist Degree, Educational Administration. Megan Nicole Hughes, Education Specialist Degree, Educational Administration. Stephanie Lee Kuhn, Education Specialist Degree, Educational Administration. Sarah Elizabeth Phelps, Education Specialist Degree, Educational Administration. Olivia Shemp, Specialist in Educational Administration. Ashley Marie Beard, Master of Science, Kinesiology. Eric Stephen Bonacorsi, Master of Science, Kinesiology. Carrie Leanne Burmester, Master of Science, Kinesiology. Morgan Ashley Caviani, Master of Science, Kinesiology. Taylor J. Coleman, Master of Science, Kinesiology. Magali Corieja, Master of Science, Kinesiology. Macy Elaine Dorfline, Master of Science, Kinesiology. Samantha Lane Higgerson, Master of Science, Kinesiology. Kyle Anthony Kloeb, Master of Science, Kinesiology. Caitlin Kraut, Master of Science, Kinesiology. David Linus Murillo, Master of Science, Kinesiology. Kaylin Moore, Master of Science, Kinesiology. Harvey Kenneth Moyes, Master of Science, Kinesiology. Peyton Matthew O'Leary, Master of Science, Kinesiology. Ashley Parisi, Master of Science, Kinesiology. Mackenzie Mary Rombach, Master of Science, Kinesiology. Sydney Elizabeth Sparger, Master of Science, Kinesiology. Ralph Landon Billington, Master of Science, Psychology. Claire Elise Burmester, Master of Science, Psychology. Taylor Marie Counts, Master of Science, Psychology. Claire Louise Greenlee, Master of Science, Psychology. Lauren Marie Hackett, Master of Science, Psychology. Elizabeth Marie Klaus, Master of Science, Psychology. Elizabeth Christine McPherson, Master of Science, Psychology. Megan Brooke Reinhardt, Master of Science, Psychology. Thomas James Wierengay, Master of Science, Psychology. Teresa A. Johnson, Master of Science in Education, Diversity and Equity in Education. Levi Ronald Matthews III, Master of Science in Education, Diversity and Equity in Education. Jacob Lee Boldman, Master of Science in Education, Educational Administration. Mackenzie Satterfield, Master of Science in Education, Educational Administration. Caroline Schneider, Master of Science in Education, Educational Administration. Melissa Ann White, Master of Science in Education, Educational Administration. Thomas David Cosavera, Master of Science in Education, Kinesiology. Louis Jean Finley Jr., Master of Science in Education, Kinesiology. Christopher Anton Strazar, Master of Science, Civil Engineering. Divya Nagalakshmi Suma Kumuri, Master of Science, Computer Science. Sahiti Sarva, Master of Science, Computer Science. Bradley Bates, Master of Science, Electrical and Computer Engineering. Hridoy Biswash, Master of Science, Electrical and Computer Engineering. Tarun Radu Bobala, Master of Science, Mechanical Engineering. Andrew Joshua Moeller, Master of Science, Mechanical Engineering. Jackson Merle Ottaway, Master of Science, Mechanical Engineering. Jasmine Michelle Clark, Master of Science, Healthcare Informatics. Amy Marie Cleveland, Master of Science, Healthcare Informatics. Amijah Collins Ursery, Master of Science, Healthcare Informatics. Aaron Michael Hines, Master of Science, Healthcare Informatics. Michelle Marilyn Robinson, Specialist Degree, School Psychology. Candace M. Turner, Master of Science, Healthcare Informatics. Brooke Nicole Crow, Master of Science, Integrative Studies. Kaylee Farmer, Master of Science, Integrative Studies. Alex Pontoni, Master of Science, Integrative Studies. Kamal Thapa, Master of Science, Healthcare Informatics. Teresa Wallace Tucker, Master of Science, Healthcare Informatics. Cesar Augusto Mendoza Obregon, Master of Science in Education, Diversity and Equity in Education. Abisarika Goli, Master of Science, Computer Science. Are you the last one? Syed Muhammad Karib Ali, Master of Science, Electrical and Computer Engineering.
So let's thank our reader, Derek Houston, for reading all of the graduates' names. Graduates, remain standing. In recognition of the degrees bestowed upon you, you may now move the tassel from right to left. Congratulations. At this point, I ask our graduating class to turn to face the audience. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the Graduate School, I am honored to present the graduating class of Fall 2021. And graduates, while you are still standing, please take a minute to show your appreciation for the support of your family and friends with a round of applause of your own. And now you may be seated. On behalf of the SIUE Alumni Association Board of Directors, I officially welcome you to the Alumni Association. Please direct your attention to the screens for a short video from the Alumni Association.
My, how far we've come. You made it. All that work, the discoveries, the inside jokes you could never explain, the hard-earned grades, the halcyon days. Hold on tight to this feeling, this place, your friends. Many things will change over the next few years. The possibilities that lay ahead in your future are so bright, it can all seem overwhelming. But we've got you covered. You are about to join more than 112,000 SIUE alumni who have leveraged their SIUE education and experiences. And you'll be a lifetime member. No dues, no fees. All you have to do is stay connected. Long after this ceremony, stay connected. Be involved. You are now a part of the history of this amazing university, and you will always be welcome here.
guests, at this time, let's give our graduates one final round of applause. We will conclude commencement by singing the first verse of the SIUE alma mater, played by the Meridian Brass Quintet and led by Samuel Brown. The lyrics are printed in the back of your program. Following the alma mater, please remain seated until the platform party, faculty, staff, and graduates have left the seating area. Best wishes to all of our graduates, and thank you to all of our guests for joining us on this momentous occasion. We hope you will return home and visit us often. Now please rise for the alma mater.